Hi, it's Brandy. I have some things for you this week and something that can help with anxiety and helping you feel more present and grounded. And it's a thing that we call in somatic experiencing orienting. And what it really means is orienting to the present moment through the senses often. So it's where your attention is. And if you've taken meditation and things like that, there will be a lot of similar concepts to it. But instead of the attention being inside or on your thoughts, it should actually be on the outside world. And so it's a really interesting thing that you can practice to see if it does help you feel a little bit calmer. I think that orienting has two different ways of looking at it. The first one is it's an action word. I am orienting. So you can think of it more as um, I'm going to seek something in the world that will engage the prefrontal cortex, the thinking part of the brain, and support regulation through the more reactive parts of the brain. So we're going to try to recruit the brain to support the regulation. So here's how we do that is you can choose a category like colors or different of your five senses and just pick some things and try to find them in your environment. So it's really that easy. So you can do it while you're in your house or you can do it when you're out walking. So here's the thing right now. I want to name five things that I see that are green because I know there are green things in here. And let's see, I see a file folder. I see a plant. I see a shape on one of my paintings. I see a notepad and I see a book. So those are five things. So you can see it's an active experience. You can choose anything you like. Some people like to do the colors of the rainbow. You could do five things I see, four things I hear, three things I can touch, two things I can smell, one thing I can taste. That sort of thing is used a lot. You can pick categories of things, like if you're a real flower buff, you can go in the neighborhood and see how many flowers you can name, right? So that is going to help your brain stay out of its anxiety spirals so that you're not thinking about all of the things that you need to be worried about, right? Okay, so that's the first one, is a more action kind of orienting. The other one is more receptive. So we see this as actually kind of a state of being. I am oriented to the present moment versus if my attention is inward, I could be in thoughts, I could be dissociated, checked out. And oftentimes that's where all the anxiety, or if there's trauma, that's where it hangs out. So we want to try to move away from there. This state of receptive orienting or being oriented is not always possible if you're just starting out with learning regulation or if you have a lot going on in your nervous system. So try to keep your expectations, toward having just a few minutes of trying out the experience of receptive orienting. So how that might look in your environment is like, okay, I'm sitting here in my office, and rather than me going out and seeking things, I'm going to just let things come to me. I'm going to allow my curiosity to guide the way, like my eyes are drawn towards something beautiful, perhaps. I want to see my plant. I want to look outside and see if birds are passing, but I'm not seeking them out. I'm just allowing the image to come to me. So you can see just by the way that I've slowed down how it's very different. I'm going to wait and see what sounds I start to become aware of. And so you can try it even if it's for like 30 seconds to a minute. And what usually will happen is that your mind will start going, and maybe it'll start out by you just thinking about something that you saw. Oh, right, the bird. Oh, and that reminds me of this thing and that thing. And then the next thing you know, you're worried about something. So we expect that to happen. And there's two ways you can go. Is one, you can just pull it back and try again. Or you can say, okay, that was enough for today. And I'll keep practicing that as I go through. So give it a go, see what you notice. I also created a little I Spy game. you can create this on your own, but if you want to use mine, I'll make it available on all the usual places, my website and Facebook page. But I just listed 25 things that are pretty common on a spreadsheet that you can either take with you or you can actually access on your phone and make it a game with people that you're sheltered with, or you can even do it distant with your friends. And maybe it takes more than one walk around the block to find the things, but just see how you feel after you do the orienting. That's always the key. If I do a technique, we want to figure out whether or not it helped, because it might help and your brain might miss it if you don't take a moment to check in about it. All right, enjoy. I'll be back again soon.